All right, folks, Kevin Warsh he has signed his ethics agreement. It's now filed. And what's really amazing is that he's completed all the divestitures that were required of him under this ethics agreement. What was intriguing is he had to disclose prior that he had $100 million in holdings, and it included crypto and AI investments. I want to bring in Judy Shelton, Independent Institute Senior Fellow. And Judy, you know, I think his prior holdings kind of reveal a lot about Warsh, at least his belief that AI and the ultimate productivity boom, also maybe ultimately the evolution of cryptocurrency and digital currency being a part of our society. Just your thoughts on what it reveals for you.
I think it shows to our benefit that we have a new chairman of the Fed who really understands the evolution of money and the secret weapon of a private sector dominated economy is that technological innovation. So I'm happy to hear that he's invested in some of the productive capability that's going to power future prosperity.
Yeah, so am I. You know, of course, the same media machine that derailed efforts to get you on the Fed, they're working overtime. I mean, trying hard to diminish the Warsh Fed. And they've come up with a term, the credibility crisis. I don't know where it came from. He's been on the gig 2 weeks. Anyway, it's a credibility crisis. And anyone who goes to bat for him, they're getting beaten up, you know. Just, you know, and it really is odd because they championed an independent Fed just earlier this year. Just your thoughts on this media campaign to smear the Warsh Fed before it even gets out the gate.
It's amazing how quickly the knives come out and credibility crisis. That's just too clever by half. I think the guy is a paragon of virtue. He's demonstrated his monetary integrity. Very impressively, he's shown that he has the intellectual firepower to be a great leader because he's not afraid to identify the needed reforms. He said in a speech back in 2025, he said, "I'm not the kind of guy who believes that just giving boundless power to government institutions is the solution to our problems." And I think when he says, I want in this free market economy, market signals and the free market forces of supply and demand for loanable capital to determine interest rates instead of just this committee spoon feeding to specialists and Fed interpreters these hints about what they're likely to do. I think it's a lot healthier. And I think he's showing a great respect for the private sector and for free market enterprise.
Yeah, you start going down to D.C. saying we have too much power. We, you know, any agency there, and you're going to pull out, create a lot of enemies. So, having said all of that, you know, there are a lot of articles late last week about how this may impact his decision making. Now the scuttlebutt is that Warsh is working overtime. We're going to hear a huge speech. It's going to clear the air at Jackson Hole, even to have a few mea culpas in it. Now, reading the story, of course, I'm thinking about that infamous Powell Jackson Hole, where he was hawkish, it crushed the markets. So I'm a little anxious about this. What are you expecting?
I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm totally confident that it will be a fantastic formulation, consistent intellectually with his task force groups. He is sort of setting out the building blocks of reforming the Fed so that he's defining what's the appropriate role of a central bank in an economy that believes in democratic capitalism and that is aligned with American founding values of individual economic liberty and the freedom to want to improve your own well-being based on merit. I mean, I really think that we're talking political philosophy here, and I think he's going to address the shortcomings of a Fed that thinks it's their job to restrict economic growth because of inflation pressures that are really caused by government, by fiscal overspending. And I think he's going to look at those tools and say, should we just be paying banks more interest not to make loans, or should we go back and look at inflation the way Paul Volcker did and use our balance sheet and open market operations? I think he's going to look at the data and the models and say, do we need to move away from these Keynesian models that just have a rote response of saying, let's impose restrictive rates instead of supporting a supply side solution which focuses on relieving inflationary pressures by increasing output, not trying to cut consumer demand.
You know, you mentioned the the working groups that he has, the 5 groups, 5-year inflation, 5-year inflation swaps. They're certainly not ringing any inflation alarm bells. To your point, inflation data keeps coming in better than expected. We get some data this week. If it's better than expected, do you think that will give some additional elbow room, if you will, for Warsh to do what he's got to do what he wants to do, to sort of, to your point, create a Fed that's more conducive, really maybe to what it was always supposed to be, but certainly veered off course a long time ago? Because I'm really concerned about this external pressure on him, particularly if the numbers even a smidge hot this week.
I think it'll really help a lot. And we saw a deflationary trend in some of the recent months' data. And even John Williams, who's the vice chair of the Fed's Monetary Policy Committee, he said if we continue to have this deflationary trend, well, then there's no need to raise rates. But then you see other members and even John Williams himself starting to hedge and say, but if these inflationary pressures continue, and I just see people sort of being very political and self-serving, and this cacophony of voices already expressing skepticism about the leadership of Kevin Warsh without giving him the courtesy of being collegial, not competitive. They're supposed to be working together to help monetary policy complement the economic well-being and performance of the United States.
So well said, Judy. So well said. I miss you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Charles.